See everybody. Welcome one. Welcome all. This is the Step into the Portal live stream from the live studio, live from the home studio. It's good to see everybody today. I'm going to be unboxing some Star Wars Armada here. So I've got a whole bunch of the new Clone Wars packs, and I'm going to unbox these, and then we're going to try to get a play in on the channel. Unfortunately, we're going to play tonight, and just out of precaution, we're holding off on some COVID, so Larry and I aren't going to be together, although neither of us have it, but we may have been exposed, so we're just trying to keep it nice and safe. So we'll get to that, but everybody's good and whatnot, and we should get back to our streaming as soon as we just get clarity, but we want to be super safe. So if you're watching this later, great to see you. If you're watching now, go ahead and say hello in the comments. It's good to see you. But I'm just going to get to this unboxing and maybe building these ships. I don't know. I'm just going to see how long it takes me, but I'm really, really excited. We just got a chance to play. So let me go to the table here. We just got a chance to play Armada, and I had wanted to play Armada for a long time and played a little bit. So what have I got here? So this is all the new Clone Wars stuff. So they already, actually I have my box right here. They've already released this core set, and the game's been out for several years, 3 or 4 years, I think. So I have this core set that I got that has 3 ships in it, and then I picked up a Star Destroyer because, well, I wanted to play with a Star Destroyer. So we played the other night, not on stream, 400 points. And although my Star Destroyer did not die and barely took any damage, I still lost in terms of all that. So that has Rebels, and that has Imperials in it. And now they're adding the Separatist faction and the Republic faction. So here's their fighters. I'll open those in a little bit. And then here's the 2 boxes for the Galactic Republic and the Separatist Alliance. It's weird because it's the Separatist Alliance instead of the Rebel Alliance, because it's kind of working opposite as everything does. So I'm going to unbox both of these. I'm going to end up playing the Separatists, I think, here. Switching over, we're going to have 4 different factions. And Brian was nice enough to give me his stuff. He's going to play the Galactic Republic, so I'll be able to unbox that. So let me go ahead and get to this, show you what's inside here and whatnot. And I realize I'm going to need something for opening all this plastic. Maybe I can get it to pop. I do have a pencil handy dandy right here. Ooh, and a guitar pick. Maybe that'll work. It's hard plastic. Well, Tom Vassell thinks he has boring unboxings. What if I can't even open the box? How boring is that? All right, here we go. Backwards to me, but it should be right side up to all of you. So here's the Galactic Republic. So these fleet starters, what they changed was that core box that I showed you before. That had 2 factions in it. But now they discovered, as much as you want to trade with a friend and do all those things. Oh, thank you. It's kind of a pain to end up having some stuff for the other faction. Obviously they're thinking people will trade, but it doesn't always work. So everything one player needs to play Star Wars Armada is in here. You're going to have all the tools and all the things that are there. And this is coming in at $99 or $100. In terms of all that for one of these sets. And you're going to get your 3 ships that are going to be in there. And I'm well versed in Star Wars, but Armada falls a little down the line, so remembering the names of all the ships is a little tricky, but you'll see it comes with that, and then you've got your punch boards down here inside your box. I don't know why they do this. They're pretty consistent about putting this hole here. Like, they obviously want you to be able to see the ships, but then there's no place to store that afterwards. So this box becomes a little pointless. But, I don't know. It's not the end of the world. Most minis games, you don't keep the boxes around anyway. So, I'd have to say it's a big change for me this year. I've really enjoyed 2-player competitive games more than I have. We've played a lot of them. You've obviously seen a lot on the channel. I guess even 2-player cooperative games. But I've just really gotten into this 2-player collectible stuff more than I had in the past. I was much more give me the next Euro, give me the next Euro, give me the next Euro. And in terms of board games, and I've been getting more into these things. So here you go. Here's going to be your dice. So you're going to have these different dice that you're able to roll in the combat. And you're going to have this measurement tool. I'm not going to be able to build all this stuff. This will be a lot. But you put this measurement tool together, and you use this. You can kind of click these around into place. And these will click, and that'll give you how you're going to steer your ship each time. So again, it's trying to represent those large ships. It wants large fleets, right? So you're flying your Star Destroyers, your Mon Calamari cruisers, and other things like that. And then these are your little command dials, so you actually program. So depending on the ship, the bigger the ship, the longer it has to program. So you have like a stack of these, and there's a little thing that turns, and it tells you what action you're going to be able to take on that turn. Now, you can always move and attack, because that would be ridiculous, but there's like an additional action otherwise. So that's going to give you all the dials you're going to need for programming your ships. These are the bases for the ships. So these are small ships. Let's actually take the ships out. So these are going to be your small ships here. And you can see those. I know I've got this thing on the camera over here. This is the autofocus, which I figured it wasn't going to be so good without. Normally when I'm playing a game, I could just focus it and go from there, but it's a little trickier here. But this will now focus for me so you can see the ships. So this looks to me similar to the ships that were in the beginning. It's a little different from that transport in the beginning of episode 1. So a lot of this stuff might be from the Clone Wars show. I'm not sure exactly. But you got 2 of those ships, and then you got this bigger ship here. And I'm sorry I didn't look up the names of these ships. They don't come to me. This is like a battle cruiser or something. It's a pain to get out. Come on, ship. Well, they got it in there well. To work that one out. Let me see if I can find the names for these ships. You're also going to have squads in here. Which are going to be the smaller ships. I'll show you those in a second. I'm not going to go through all these cards. That's going to be too much. But I will find the cards for the ships. If I can. Okay. Acclamator. And the Counselor. So the Counselor class and the Acclamator class. Those actually do sound familiar to me now. So here's your Acclamator class. You're going to have 2 different options for that. So you'll be able to have 2 different ships that you could field. And these used to be giant cards. Now they made kind of the picture and what upgrades it can have with the points on one side. And then the other side, I get even closer with that. The other side is kind of all the info on the ship that you would use in between. So you almost use this side to build and then this side. The nice part here is these can be sleeved or put in pockets for pocket sheets and things like that. So it works that way. So down here you're going to see this is how the ship can move. Its speed is 1, 2, or 3, which is like kind of those bars. And then these are the clicks that you can do, so you can turn the ship. So some ships turn better than others. Then you've got your defense tokens up here. And your shields and your guns are all labeled down there in the corner. Sorry. I'm trying to show that to you. So there is that. Then the other ship is the Counselor. And, they give you 2 of each because you could have 2. And then they just have little tokens to label. So you've got the Counselor class Armed Cruiser, which looks more like the one that was in the beginning there of episode 1. And the Counselor class Charger C-70. So your C-70 cruiser. And you can see kind of the artwork on those 2 as well. I don't know how much I'm going to show of everything. It's not necessarily a, unbox everything, but I figured, hey, let's just see what we got here. Give you cards for telling you how everything goes, how attacks go. Essentially, you roll dice looking for ships and you hit shields first and you're measuring those. Feel bad I can't get this Acclamator out. So I'm going to take another stab at it. We did open the Super Star Destroyer the other day. That's like a, I don't know, $200 ship or something, and somebody bought that. So we opened that at the store, and it's gigantic. I wanted to show it to you on stream. It would fill up this whole section. And that can actually be played in the game, which is weird, but it would work. So there's that. How do I want to do this? Can I push the nose out? Wow. I am not sure. I feel like if I pull this, I'm going to break that, which I do not want to do. I guess they really put it in there. Wow. There we go. Whoa. I wasn't joking. All right, there you go. There's your Acclamator class. Kind of cool. It's got this. You could see the early Star Destroyer design. Smaller ship, but has that feel to it in terms of all that. So, yeah, pretty cool. Nice. So those are your ships. They're going to go on the bases and the stands. So here's this one here. We would take this. You'd pick what ship you want. There's a punch out. What the heck? I'll build one for you so you can see it. So here's all your tokens, various things. So you're going to have dials to tell you what the current speed of your ship is, and then you can take navigation. These are the speeds for all of those ships. Over here, you've got your tokens that you can take instead of an action. Oh, these actually look like the raid symbols. That's new, I think. I don't know. We played kind of the early version, and now they're into a later version, so I don't know exactly what changed when. But we've been jumping in now and figured I'd show it to people. So here's your measuring tool. One thing that's interesting is everybody's range is the same. Long range, medium range, short range. There aren't different ships, and you stay at different spots. It's just that. Your command dials are here, so they're going to tell you kind of which action you're taking. You put them in those gray plastic pieces, and then it comes with terrain that you could put out so that you have some things you have to steer and maneuver through. Your defense tokens are here. These go on the little squadrons, which I'll need to show you, and various other tokens that you have. So these are the actual ship ones here. So if I pop these out, yeah, they've got everything. They have all your tokens. These are to build the edge of a board. If you don't have a table, that perfectly works. You can measure that out. Initiative token. These are tokens for tracking. So if I have two ships of the same exact look, I can give one a 1 and one a 2, so I know which one's what. You play over 6 rounds, so you can track the rounds, and then whoever destroys the most points, as well as these objective cards, you can go from there. So, all right, let's see. So I would take this, and I would put this on here, and then I pop this in here, and it'll slide forward to hold that in. It slides forward, and then I can put the ship on top. Do I have it backwards? Nope. And then there you go. You've got your ship on your base. This is what that would look like in terms of that. Oh, there's Larry on there. I don't know. I guess I should get the Star Destroyer so you could see. I didn't see you there, Larry, for a little bit. I was focused on me talking. In terms of that. So, yeah, you can see you've got the different armaments for the ship. It gives you everything. And then this flips over to be the other ship. So you could just pull this out, which is why this comes off this way. Larry's asking about the commanders in here. So here's the squads. I still need to show you that. And then here's the large size cards they replaced. So all the cards are now kind of standard size. So here's your crit deck. So, Larry, that might be a comparison for you. There's the ship, the new ship, compared to the deck of cards. So it's about the size of a deck of cards. This is smaller than the Victory class Star Destroyer in terms of all that. Commander. So then here's your mission cards. The commanders are, yep, Obi-Wan is a commander. So Bail Organa, when a friendly ship reveals a command, you may discard up to 1 token of each type from this card. For each token you discard, that ship gains 1 additional command dial matching that token's type. Ooh. All right. So you get these tokens and you can discard them, and then you get additional command. That's kind of what I think Thrawn does that everybody's excited about. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi. While a friendly ship is defending, when it spends a readied, I want to call that disperse token, it may reduce the total damage by 1 before it suffers damage. So you get a bunch with these tokens on them, And they also reduce damage. So now these tokens, I don't know the names of them, I apologize. I don't even know where I put all the things. Those cards. Oh, I had cards everywhere. Oh, here they are. That is the redirect token. So the redirect token lets me do that. All right, so here's your... So there's that ship. There's this ship, which would actually go on the larger base here. So you can see this larger base. Well, this is a medium-sized base. So that's that one. So I guess by that means this ship is about the same as a Victory-class Star Destroyer. In terms of that. No Mace Windu. Imagine he's coming with some bigger ships. In terms of all that. There's a clone captain. These are all just the other upgrade cards, and they're all in their larger format here. Some of them, I think, in order to be readied, I don't know what these are for, but to be readied, they need tokens. So we can go through these. But the ships would be the Implacable, the Navuta B, the Radiant 7. See, that one looks like the ship in the beginning there. You gain one... I can't even see what that icon is. In your upgrade bar, you cannot equip, so you trade upgrades for other upgrades. That's a 1-point ship. And the Swift Return. During your determined course step, if you're a distance of 1 of 2 of an obstacle, you may change your speed by 1 or increase your yaw value. Oh, so if you're near obstacles, you can change your speed. That's cool. Each non-unique squadron that you activate gains Swarm until the end of its activation, so they can re-roll a die. Oh, so that's like a squadron control. Before a friendly ship or squadron at distance 1-2 suffers damage from attack, you may exhaust this card and spend up to 2 shields from your front hull zone to reduce the total damage. So you can make something reduce damage by taking damage. All right, so there is that in terms of that. Then we've got the squads here. So the squads are... I put them away now. Had them. The V-19 Torrent Squad. Seems to be what these are. So these are the clone ships. So these will go on here, onto the base. They have a token that snaps onto there as well. And they like click back and forth to show you who went and who didn't yet. As well as this can turn. The little token turns underneath and pop those out. And then these will go on the bases here. And pop in. And there you go. You got those right on there. So wow, I can get even closer with that. And that's what those look like. So then you get 4 sets of these, which are very small. They're 12 points each. So they're kind of interesting. They have 5 hit points. They get a whole bunch of squad. They get 3 squad dice, reds and blues. That's interesting. And they have escort. Squadrons you are engaged with cannot attack squadrons that lack escort unless performing a counterattack. So it sounds like they have to get damaged. Before another friendly squadron at distance 1 suffers damage, you may spend 1 defense token to reduce the total. So then these special ones, these unique ones, have tokens that they can use just like the bigger ships, so they can evade more damage. So that's what you would get in a box. And again, this would have a little bit more. There's a little token that gives you initiative, and there's a thing that tells you hit points. And then there's usually special squads. I guess that's the only special squad they gave us in terms of all that. The rest of these are upgrade cards and the damage cards that you would need. So the way damage cards work are when you take damage, you normally just get a card on a ship, and then it'll tell you the whole. But if you take a critical damage, then you get it this way, and it has text. Deal 1 face down damage. So this crit turns into 2 hits. And others will do other things. And then there's these mission or objective cards, and you take 1 of each, and then one player gets to pick which one they want to be the mission. So there's essentially 6 of these, because you take a red, yellow, and a blue to a game. And then based on who's first and second, I forgot which it was, but I think the first player picks a card from the second player's pool of 3, and that will give you additional points. Other than that, you get points for destroying things. And you play 6 turns, which is relatively quick. You don't move super far with all those things. So there is that one. Oh, we're probably going to get more uniques in the box there, the pack. So we'll open that next. Throw everything in the bag here. And then your dice, you've got different colored dice here for rolling. Going through. So I'll show you some of these. Black dice, blue dice, red dice. And so they're just different range. This is the long range die, and you've got your crit, you've got a double hit, and then this accuracy will evade. I should hold this lot holder. This accuracy will evade your opponent's defense tokens. And then as you get closer in range, the black dice like really close range, if I remember, so you could do a lot of damage, although that's got misses on it as well. So I guess the blue must be the one that just never misses, but I think it can't do double damage. So just kind of changes as to what dice you're rolling. That is how those work. And then you got your Learn to Play rule book. Is there no rules reference? So I guess the rules reference is now just online. So you've got your Learn to Play book here. And I haven't been through this one. I went through the other one. This one's bigger. Shows you how to build all the ships. Shows you what all the tokens are. Brings you through like the idea of command dials, object, gives you initial setup, and even how to play with the 2 boxes. So if you and a friend get the boxes, you can do that, which is kind of perfect. These 2-player games for everybody being home right now. 2's possibly easier. Maybe you're looking for solo in terms of that, but a lot of people have 2 at home and they're interested in playing this. So there's that. It talks through squadron keywords. So this is just really the same rule book. They just made it bigger. So they made the cards bigger. They made these bigger. These focus and chaff tokens look new. Passing is something they added that was new. Here's the objective cards. So yeah, it's just a bigger version of the other rulebook. And then here's your complete setup where you actually set up dials and things. And this one assumes everybody has 2 copies. Or just 400-point fleets. So I'm not sure if that's... It looks like it's 2 copies, roughly. There's 2 acclamators and 3 of the Counselor class here. So there's that. All right, so there's that box. Let's open up these Starfighters. So this is going to give us more... Oh, no, it's going to give us 4 different ships here. So I'm interested because I haven't actually opened one of these before. So they're going to give us 4 different ships in here. It looks like there's X-Wings, the Jedi ship, the ones we just had, and I can't see what the 4th one is. And then they're also going to give us, like, unique ones. I don't think they give us any of the commanders. So we just had 2 commanders so far. But what's neat with the commanders is that they always make it so that they affect the entire fleet, like all your big ships usually. So they're pretty powerful. It's not like if you're in range, which is kind of how Legion dealt with a lot of those things. I'm going to do that. So you got your explanation here of keywords and other things. Well, that's your component list, and then it shows you the other keywords that you might have from the new squadron. So it'll give you that, which, again, they've made a thing now that kind of goes through all of that. They've got an online living rules document, so you can search for keywords and find all those things, which will make it a lot easier. Wow, there's a lot of little pieces here. So let's see what our different ships are. What are people thinking at home there? Have you seen this before? I know I have always danced around it, but I didn't want to do the collectible aspect. But honestly, a 400-point army does not take that much to put into. Now, everybody's going to have a different amount, that they can spend or whatever. But as far as minis and collectible, all right, so we got a lot here. All right, so here's our V-19 Torrent Squad. We already had them. And then here's Kickback, which is one of the clones. So we've got that clone here as well. I don't think that was the other one we had. I think we got a new one. And then we've got the Aether Sprite Squadron. So these are those Jedi ships, I remember. And the Aether Sprite Squadron has Ahsoka Tano. Obviously, very famous now, I guess, spoiler from Mandalorian. Luminara. and Kit Fisto. So these are all in there. Oh, and Plo Koon. So you've got lots of options for unique. Now, one thing they did is they did make it so that every 100 points, you can only have one of these special in there. So they kind of limited how many of these unique people you could put in. But they're pretty cool. I see a lot of Adept on these while attacking. Reroll dice. I don't remember what counter does. And Grit as well. So that's kind of interesting. The different things they can do. These ships are 4/4 with 4 dice. They're 17 points apiece, so there's that, and they have dodge. All right, then you've got the BTLB Y-Wing. So the early Y-Wing is on here. Boy, these ships are hard to show you. Here was the Aether Sprite. I don't even know how to show that off. That's going to be tough to even get it to focus on. But that is there. Yeah, again, sorry about these bars, these white bars. Where are they? Kind of right here. It's just so I could use the focus, although I'm not sure how great that is. And then here's that early Y-Wing ship. I think I remember these from episode 1. A lot of this stuff's going to be in the Clone Wars show, though, as well. And then here's Anakin, who is Adept. He's a bomber, which means his crits hit ships. So that gives him an additional chance. And Heavy, and I can't remember what Heavy does. You do not prevent engaged squadrons from attacking ships or moving. So squadrons get engaged, and heavy ships that would not happen. And then the last one is the ARC 170 Starfighter Squadron. So the ARC is kind of an early X-Wing, if you will there. Man, maybe like this. I don't know. Probably. They're so tiny in there. And this one is a bomber. It has counter. So after a squadron performs a non-counter attack, you can attack that squadron with an anti-squadron armament of 1 blue die. So even if you're destroyed, so you get attack. And then Oddball is the commander on that, or the other unique option there. Awesome. So you get a lot of cards in there, which is cool. And then you just get a fleet. I guess you get 2 of each of these. Wow. I didn't realize that. You get 2, 4. Okay. All right. So that's 8 different squads. That's pretty good. That's a decent amount of points. You're going 17 points apiece. Specials 23, so 40 points. So you got 160 points. 400 is a normal. I mean, that's a ton of starfighters that you could put out on the board. So kind of interesting. I'm not sure with the starfighters. I'd be interested in trying a fleet that was heavy starfighters. And then I really want to have my fleet of just Star Destroyers, although I'm going to be moving to the Separatists, so I might have a lot more of those, like Buzz Droids or whatever. Or no, what was it? I can't remember what the ships were there. The names elude me a little bit. So that's what you get in that box. That was actually a really good deal. And then, of course, all your cardboard for building and your evade tokens and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and you can see here, the normal dial looks like this for the Starfighters, and then you can flip it, and when you flip it, you get this one here. As well, that you can work your way through. So you have your unique characters. So you got all those unique characters. Not sure if they have all. Oh, they do have dials for all of those. So good on them. Good job. Good production. This, of course, is switching to Atomic Mass from Fantasy Flight. They're both under Asmodee. Atomic Mass has been doing the Marvel Crisis Protocol, which I haven't had a chance to play. But yeah, they're going to be taking this over, so that'll be interesting to see. But it's a minis-focused company, so that should be good in terms of all the living rules and all those other kind of things that they've been doing. All right, let me get this just a little bit cleaned up here for my purposes. I guess I will put these things in here. These cards, all this. Wow, so all this stuff comes in here. Bases and ships and all sorts of things. Yeah, it's a cool game. It's really fun. It doesn't take too long either, you know, it's in the 2-hour range, which is nice for these style games. All right. So that's your Galactic Republic, should you choose to play them. The other option would be the Separatist faction. So let's go ahead and open up the Separatists. Here's that box here. I wonder if I should move this a little bit closer. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I turned the camera. I think I can bring this down just a little bit. Might be a little better. All right. See how that goes. I got this light creeping in over here too. We were going to unbox this at the store, but it wasn't going to work out. So we go from here. So here's the Separatist Alliance fleet. So we got the 3 ships here. The Hard Shell and the Magnificent, I want to say. So same thing, everything one player needs. You're going to see a lot of similarities. Kathy was nice enough to get me a letter opener here. Should make this a lot easier than my last attempt. Yeah, if you're watching afterward, just comment down below. Is this something that you've been looking into? What faction do you think you would play? Would you play the Rebels or the Imperials, the Galactic Republic, or now the Separatist Alliance Fleet? I've always been an Imperial person myself, so I play Imperials in Legion, mostly because I want an ATST, and I wanted to play Imperials here, but a lot of people want to play Imperials, so I got a Star Destroyer, and I'll probably build up that faction as well, but I chose the Separatists here. I guess that makes me a bad guy at heart. We shall see. Alright, so here's everything in this box. Oop, the whole kit and caboodle. Take this out. So here's your Learn to Play as well. We saw that already. Here's your cardboard for them. So we'll pop that out. We can build some of the ships here in a little bit. Oh, I didn't mention they have little dials. These little dials down here are going to be for your shields. So they're going to attach to the ends of the plastic. So we'll look at that. But let's get to these ships. Actually, let me take the cards out so I can remember what is what. Vulture Droids. Oh, yeah, that's what I was calling Buzz Droids. Vulture Droids. Commanders are Kraken and Count Dooku, but let's go to the end here. We'll come back to all that. Munificent class, the Star Frigate and the Comms Frigate, and the Hard Cell Transport and the Hard Cell Battle Refit. So here you get 2 hard cells and 1 munificent. Oh, those popped out a lot easier. Here's the hard cell. This one's not a hard cell. It's pretty cool looking. In terms of all that, you got these on the 3 sides, guns in the front. Kind of your smallest, can be a transport ship for the most part. And then here's your Munificent. That's cool. And the underside is really cool too. In terms of that. So you can see that. It's neat. Alright. I haven't done, I think I did a Warp's Edge unboxing and that was it. So I was like, let me do an unboxing for the channel. They're always fun. I mean, they're not the best thing to do, but and I thought it'd be fun to do it live. I like doing things live more than filming them and put them up. All that. So the Munificent looks like it could command some squadrons. So this will tell you how many command dials you're going to get. So this one gets 2, and then it's going to tell me that I can command 3 squadrons. So if I take that one, I can have 3 squadrons move and attack. And then it's got 4 engineering, so that's its ability to repair itself. So this one has a decent amount of shields around it. This one's all shield and guns in the front. So you're trying to get that one front moving. Can turn at slow rates pretty well. So this one can actually turn at high speed really well. So that's going to be interesting. See how that goes. And this one is Dooku. So I'll take that out here. So again, it's everything one person needs because you got all your damage cards in here. In terms of that, so we've got Dooku and we've got Kraken. I have no idea who Kraken is. I don't even remember Kraken from the show. Looks like just one of the big droids. So Dooku is, you must choose at least 2 types of command tokens for this card. At the start of each ship phase, you may discard 1 command token from this card. If you do, each enemy ship gains a raid token matching that command token. So raid tokens are, it cancels their ability to use that function. So they have to skip a turn. If I remember correctly, they have to skip a turn. So if they say, oh, I want to navigate, and you have a navigate raid token. So you're basically sabotaging their ships, which that's pretty powerful. You're keeping the other person down. And then Kraken is once per activation while a friendly ship is attacking a ship. If another friendly ship is at close medium range of the defender, the attacker may change 1 die to a face with any 1 icon. So this would be a swarm tactic. You'd want to get this one in there with the other one as well. So there's that. And then you've got all these are your commanders, and then these are like captains. So you could put these on your ships, but this comes with everything you'll need to upgrade. There's a ton more cards that you can get, and they actually made all the old cards as big cards. So let's see what you can get for big ships. The Tide of Progress 12. This is a munificent. Before you're dealt... Oh, that's what the ship actually looks like. Before you're dealt a face-up damage card with the ship trait, you may exhaust this card to discard that damage card without resolving its effect. Wow. So this one would let you ignore crits. That's impressive. Wow. Okay, and that's only 2 points? Weird. While defending, if you're at speed 2 or higher, you may spend a defense token to resolve the evade defense effect instead of that token's effect. Cannot resolve the evade defense effect more than once per attack. So you can use anything as evade as long as you're going speed 2 or higher, which I think is the top speed for these, but then they maneuver really well, so that'll be interesting. This is for the hard sell. So foreman's labor, before you suffer damage from an attack, if the defending hull zone has at least 1 shield remaining, you may exhaust this card to reduce the total damage by 1. So that ship can protect itself more. And the Beast of Burden, when you activate, you may exhaust this card and spend 1 or more of your defense tokens to choose up to that many defense tokens on friendly ships at distance 1-3 and ready those defense tokens. So this one would help you to protect your big ships because it could give them back their defense tokens, which are like one use per round or whatever. So there's that. Damage cards and objective cards, which I wonder if these are the same or different. I think they're the same in each of these sets. So there's those. There's those. There's your different ships. So big difference here. These two are quite different commanding squadrons and whatnot. Really, these two that are pretty different. So, yep. All right, and then you've got your Vulture, and I'll build some of these ones. Your Vulture droids here. These are cool. Blue. These are the ones that can like walk on the end. I don't know. It's weird holding my hand up. They're so tiny. But these are your little Vulture droids that you could put on there. And they'll go on the stand. I guess I should build one. One, two, three. Hey, it's all snap tight. That one's backwards. So they can fly this way. Pop that into the base. Oh man, come on. There's a specific way it fits, which is fine. I just have to find it. And then you got your Vulture droids flying at you. So I got a ton of sunlight here now from my front window. All right. So that is that. That's the Vulture droids. So they have 4 movement, only 3 hulls, so they're kind of weak. So they're kind of your TIE fighters again. Anti-squadron. While attacking a squadron, if you are activated by a command, may add 1 die to your attack pool of the color that's already in your... Okay. All right. So only get 2 dice, but if they're activated, they get 3 dice. That's interesting. But 2 dice is pretty weak, but man, they only cost 8 points. And then they have swarms, so yeah, they're totally just like TIE fighters. The TIE Fighters have 3 dice when they attack. These ones have 3 dice if they're attacking squadron. Huh, interesting. Only 3 hulls, so... But they get the black die, I guess, is the bonus there. So you could pick between the heavy damage or the consistent damage based on what you needed to do. And then this one is, oh gosh, Hotter Chul Prototypes. And it's the same as the other one. Before an enemy ship or squadron at distance 1 moves, you may perform an attack against that ship or squadron even if you are engaged. Gotcha. So you can attack again. That whole engage thing. More dice. And then we'll build some of these so we can see them. And there's your dials, command dials, and your maneuver token. So let's go ahead and build these here, and then I'll open those little ships. And then we'll hope to get a play of this in, because it was quite fun. And quite easy, actually. The reading of the cards and whatnot is a little much. That's why I enjoyed having less ships. I just liked the idea of, hey, here's a big ship, fully loaded, let's go. Not trying to track a ton of little ships. In terms of all that, so we'll see how it plays out here. Alright, we saw these ones here. Not much. Oh, these are the shield dials, which I was referencing before. And these are the new pass tokens, I believe. So now you can take these to pass. I think these tokens just flip based on, the special cards. You could take these tokens as objective tokens. Here's all your defense ones. I showed you those earlier. This is all pretty similar. I think these are these raid tokens, so they keep you from doing these effects. I just can't remember if you have to spend a token, which would be weird, or you have to do that action and then cancel it. I'm not sure. And then you can see your vultures, and they flip... I don't know if they can all flip to be special. I guess that's the special one there. So they could upgrade to that unique. I'm not sure where they all give you the unique. It might have just been easier for printing purposes. All right, so I've got my comms frigate and I've got my star frigate. So what's the difference here? So the comms frigate only has 1 die against squads. This one has 2 dice, so this would be better about taking squads. And then long range dice up here, actually the same on each side, so might just be upgrades in terms of that. But we would take that. I guess I'm not going to put those little dials, but those little dials would go on here. These can fit on either way, and then of course this can just flip. So whichever side I want, I can flip that to, which is cool. And then this can go in here and slide. Why is that not slide? Oh, it slides. Oh, okay. Got it. It slides forward. It slides forward. Why won't it slide forward? Is it actually backwards now? Yeah. It's unclear to me what is happening. Okay, works. So something with the cardboard in the way. There it goes. And make it tight. So hold things in place. And then the ship goes right on there. Which I really like this. Not only the effect, the 3D effect, but it really lets you see this down here. If this wasn't so tall, it'd be hard to see all these things. But you really can use this as a card. And then your dials would go here. I'm just not going to put those on for right now, but that'd be that. So that ship's cool. You can see that one there. That's going to be a medium class ship. See the difference in the bases. And then here's one of the hard cells. So you've got the transport hard cell and the battle refit. And yeah, it's all guns in the front. Guns and shields in the front. So this ship just wants to fly straight ahead. No messing around. In terms of that. Put this on here. Let's see if this one goes in easier. Yep. That was easy. And how does this stand on here? Okay, that's right there. Pop that into there. And there we go. There's the hard cell, and of course it comes with 2 of these, so you could have 2 transports or 2 battle refits. I think the first game I play, I'll try to do that. So I think your first game is going to be right around 300 points. I'll look that up. And a full game would be 400 points, so you certainly could buy another one of these to get there, or just play some 300 points and wait. In terms of holding off for that. So it doesn't say what a standard game is here. 1/3 can be squadrons. You have to have captain there. You don't see anything. Let's see. Oh, fleet building rules. Here we go. Standard game. 400 points. But it doesn't say what this box ends up being. 200 points. So you're going to build about a 200 point. And the original one was 180, so they upped a little bit in terms of that. But of course, I think if you had cards and stuff, you get a little higher in terms of your point values. But there's those. Get that out of the way since it's kind of shiny. So then last, let's open up this Starfighter pack. So you got 4 different fighters in here as well for the Separatists. And there was a lot in these boxes. I was impressed when I opened these up and saw that. I know there's like a Heroes and Scum and Villainy or something that they made originally that had, you know, Slave One and the Millennium Falcon and all those in it. So that's cool. So let's look at our cards here first. Here's your pamphlet with what you get and your different abilities on it. That's cool. All right, what do we got here? We got the Vulture class droid fighter squadron with DFS 311, so that's like a named one. And this named one has intel. Don't know what that does. While you're defending, if the attack is obstructed, you may force the attacker to reroll 1 die of your choice. Okay, so if you can get behind things. Let's see what intel does. Does it tell me on here? Intel. While a friendly squadron is at distance 1 of you, it has grit. You're not prevented from moving while you're engaged by only 1 squadron. Cool. So grit allows you to move away so you don't get stuck, because that's kind of what you're doing, swarming around. The Hyena class droid bomber squadron. So we got these droid bombers, and then Bactoid prototypes. DBS 404. Boy, they're not nearly as exciting. The Droid Tri-Fighter Squadron. So we've got these ones here. And we've got Flak Arfok. And D1S T81. Boy, these are not nearly as exciting in terms of that. Hey! And then the Belbelub 22. So this fighter. And then we've got General Grievous. While attacking a ship or squadron with no ready defense tokens, each of your crit icons adds 1 damage to the damage total. Wow! All right, so there you go. Get a ship down, bring this in, and take them out, because you're going to get a lot of bonus damage. And you can dodge attacks. Gotcha, so that's what that ship's all about. It's a 15-point ship. It's not too expensive for those, and a lot of dice, so that's a pretty good one there. I don't know, should I? I guess I'll take them out. I'll try to get one of each in my hand here. So here's our Vulture droid. Here's our Tri. Man, what else have we got? Hard to show these off. Oh, this is the Tri one. This must be the other one. And then... Ooh, I can't see the difference in these. Where's that other ship? I do not know. Oh, here it is. No. Are these different? I guess so. Yeah, smaller Vulture and the larger one. So there you go. There's the 4 ships. Not super amazing in terms of that. But wow, there's a lot of ships in here, right? Because you got 4 different types, 2 bases of each. That's 6. So you're getting a whole bunch of starfighters in there. Of course, a squadron is what costs. So you put 3 on the base, and then it's the squadron that costs that. But for the sake of the model, they give you a whole bunch. So there you go. There's your Separatist faction. There's your Republic. Man, Separatist Alliance, Galactic Republic factions for Star Wars Armada. So tell me what you think. You can comment afterward and tell me if you're interested in playing one of these or what looks exciting to you. And hopefully we'll get a play of this on the channel coming up soon. Because Star Wars Armada is really fun. It was a neat game, and it's cool to kind of own the ship, especially if you're into Star Wars, which is, I think, making a pickup, especially the ship stuff and whatnot with Mandalorian, I think is kind of been really cool. So we'll see. Will they make a Razor Crest? Who knows? In terms of all that. So we'll find out. But that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. This is the Brandt from the Portal Home Studio. And until next time,